Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another special episode of Harebrained Games. This is a midweek session that I do because I'm following up on something I talked about a few weeks ago, which is the BoardGameGeek.com Secret Santa Gift Exchange. Now, I explained that it was an opportunity for people to get a secret target, and then it was up to them to purchase gifts, board games from someone's wish list and send them off to wherever they go. And Board Game Geek has made it more fun over the years by offering an option to kind of play Santa, and messages can go through as Santa. There's a place to post thank yous and for people to see kind of the great things they've done. I have been so blessed over the years. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me year after year after year. The kind of generosity, the benevolence, the kind-heartedness, the overwhelming just giving spirit of board gaming communities in general. And this year was absolutely no exception. I got a Cool Stuff ink box. I'm like, that's odd. I have bought games, and I do have some coming for presents and such. I'm like, well, this is odd. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything coming for another week or so. And I open it up and I'm like, what did I get? And then I realized my Secret Santa had delivered me a big package of amazing stuff. What did I get this year? Well, let me tell you. I got Magic Maze, which is a game of, well, you know what? I am just going to read it for you because I can't even make this funny stuff up. After being stripped of all their possessions, 4 heroes are forced to go rob the local mall for all the equipment they need for their next adventure. Yeah, that's the premise. And so 1 to 8 players, sounds like it's going to work best 2 to 3, but I'm excited to find out. 1 to 4 players, actually 1 to 8 players, can each take a part, and here's the kicker. Each one is going to get a role, and they're going to have to execute that role in real time in silence. That's right. While you're running around, sneaking around the mall, the little tokens, the 4 little creatures, there's the warrior, there's the archer, there's the mage, it's the typical archetypical fantasy realms. But these guys are rushing through a mall, up escalators and down escalators and across magic vortexes that are probably, Spencer's Gifts reborn. And in silence, you have to make your move that what makes sense. For an example, if a pawn needs to go north in the mall to get to a certain destination, only one person knows or is allowed to move that one north. And a sand clock timer is running, and so you have a hurry up like pawn that you stick on someone going. And there are certain points when you're allowed to talk for a brief amount of time. I haven't read all the way through the rules yet, but I can tell you this is really cool. This looks like a really fun time with that real time. I haven't been this excited since, say, Escape, which is another real time game that we had a kick out of. Now that alone is enough. I mean, I'm looking forward to that immensely. But nope, Secret Santa also brought me another game. It is. That's heavy. I kid you not. Mansions of Madness. Imagine going through mansions with your group fighting through scary haunted houses and all that. This game is behemoth, and this game is just righteous. I am stoked as well to have this big puppy here to be able to play. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm kind of waiting because I want to just open it at the right moment. This is the thing. This game requires an app. Now, what that means is, for some of you board gamers who don't play games that often, recently, over the past year or so, there have been a trend towards having board games that you play, but an app that kind of drives it or enhances it or acts in a role that makes it so that players don't need quite as many people to join in. That's been a little bit controversial. There is definitely a group that I play board games to get away from technology, and that is perfectly reasonable. Matter of fact, it strikes me of a story one time where I was out fishing with my dad up at Nimpo Lake in Canada, British Columbia to be exact. Every year we'd go there for about a week and we'd fish, trout fishing, and it was great. And one day I thought, as I'm trolling along, I'm like, hey Dad, how come we don't get one of those sonar things so that we can just find the fish faster? Wow. I can tell you that the boat ride back to the dock was very silent and very awkward, because I learned then that in Dad's eyes, you do not mess with the purest form of humanity against fish. And that's kind of how people take it, like, do not mix the two, do not cross the streams. And so I learned that that is perfectly fine. However, for me, I absolutely am giddy about the opportunities to be able to have an app that drives the game, so that I spend less time dealing with the rules and the setup and all that. It's more like, let's get rolling, and I get more meat of the game. And so Mansions of Madness, being an app-driven game, is really up my alley this year. I am jazzed about it, and you'll probably hear more about it in the upcoming Harebrained episode games that I have. But all this to say, as I do every year, whoever you are, Secret Santa, and whatever station of life you're in, I am very grateful, very thankful, and I will make the absolute best use of these games, and I am excited to try them out. Thank you for your generosity. You went above and beyond. I believe you mentioned when you contacted me as the Santa that you had been busy working and stuff, and I hope that your work is not overwhelming. Perhaps you're in retail, perhaps you're doing something else. In any event, I hope that you have a blessed Christmas season, and I am very grateful and thankful. And to the rest of the audience, thanks again, and we will see you at our normal time for our weekend games, as we do every week, later this week. So take care, everyone, and see you next time on Harebrained Games.